Hey y'all, don't mind me. I'm just finishing my press-on nails. I just have 4 more fingers to go, and I thought I'm gonna jump on because I'm gonna do my makeup, but I wanna show you guys how simple these press-on nails are. Back in the day, what I remember about press-on nails was that they did not stay on for an hour. My friend Elizabeth told me about these press-on nails by this company called Clio, and I've been hooked ever since. So look how pretty these are. They have different shapes. These are like the shorter active length, but like if you're not much of a nail girl or you're sick of going to the nail salon and spending like tons of money, this has pressure treated adhesive. It stays on for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. And also, like, I hated trying to get the foil. I hated the foil on the ends of my fingers. And then also that toxic smell. So anyway, if you've tried them, let me know because they're pretty awesome. If you comment nails, I'll send you the link. But anyway, I go through because I use the same length every time. I know which ones match my fingernail. Okay, and then it gives you this alcohol pad to clean off your nails. But anyway, I just want to show you how easy it is. So this one fits my index finger. It has this little clear tab. You literally just pull it off. And I typically do these at night, but I'm doing them right now because I came live and I thought they might want to know. All right, so that's how easy it is. I kind of roll the adhesive. Listen, I am hard on my nails. My nails are in the water. My nails are in the dirt. I wash my hands a gazillion times. You know, scrubbing my scalp when I wash my hair. It's all good. Like, it's that good. All right, so there's that one. Let me just do the other 3 really quickly in minutes, and then we're gonna do some makeup together. I have some new products to show you. I also really love teaching just easy methods for women with mature skin. I'm 55. I'm gonna be 56 in just about 3 weeks. So as my skin's changed, I've gotten older. I found Korean skincare, which was one thing that, I see that nail gels banned in Europe. I agree with you. That's another good reason to get away from that. This one matches, really easy. Pull off the tab. I'm almost done, guys. I like doing this stuff on the airplane. But anyway, I found Korean skincare, which changed my skin. Anything that you want to know about me, I put in a highlight bubble. Oh, that's a great question. How do you get them off? Well, for me, the last set that I just took off yesterday, they had been on for 10 days. And honestly, because they give you 30 nails, they give you 30. You only have 10 fingers. What I ended up doing was mixing 2. So I had like red and a couple black on, like my ring finger and my thumb. It really looked cute. Okay, so anyway, I was basically sick of those. So mine pulled right off, but I don't have the remover up here. There is like an oil remover that you can get too. You can also use castor oil. You can use olive oil. Just slide it, put it underneath your nail. At about day 10 to 14, you'll see that I don't want to say that they necessarily feel loose, but I've only had two in the last 6 months that like literally popped off. And the reason being is because I don't think I prepared my nail well enough, okay, with the alcohol pad, and I was in too much of a hurry. So throughout the course of the evening, I'm going to be like rolling my finger over these kind of here and there. But yeah, just comment nail and I'll send off the link. But you guys can, I think I have a highlight bubble called nails, and you can go and watch me put them on and take them off, okay? Because they're really that easy. And what I love is they don't destroy your regular nail, which, you know, when you have to use the glue and all the things, it can destroy your natural nail. And so I took my others off, and today I'm putting new ones on. And yeah, we're done. Voila, let's do some makeup. I want to teach you guys a little bit about a 3D method to applying makeup. So if you've never used that, that's the method that I swear by. Okay. And also to talk to you a little bit about the type of product that you may want to think about and consider when you are applying or when you're looking for makeup. When we talk about aging gracefully, I did a collaboration with a photographer named Sue Bryce, and she's phenomenal. But we were talking about aging gracefully, and that term means so different to no, it doesn't leave your nails thin at all. It's the same. That term aging gracefully, it has a different definition to whoever owns it, okay? To some, aging gracefully means I'm not going to wear any makeup. I'm just going to be all natural. That's awesome if that is your definition of it. To some, aging gracefully is I'm not going to get fillers and Botox and surgery. And if that's your definition, that's great. I think overall, the one sentiment that everybody shares who is aging gracefully is that they still want to look like themselves, whatever they end up doing, okay? And I think that's important to note, is that that's the goal here. Now, for me, I don't get Botox. I've never had Botox. I've never had fillers. I've never had surgeries on my face at all. So that's me, aging gracefully. But what I do want is I want to look good, okay? I want to look good. Like, I firmly believe that every woman wants to look beautiful. And as long as when you look in the mirror, that's what you see and that's how you feel, then you're spot on. Like you're aging gracefully. So I use a couple products primarily. All right. Exclusively Korean skincare after trying a gazillion other types of skincare, and also picking and choosing, and also being influenced, and also going to my spa and having my esthetician recommend it. Like, I've tried so many. And most importantly, you want a skincare routine. So if you don't currently have one, y'all, you need one. Here's what you need to do. You need to double cleanse. So an oil cleanser and and some sort of an enzyme cleanser, water-based. Number 2, you need some sort of hydrating products, okay, to hydrate your skin. All right, some hyaluronic acid, things with good vitamins and some just really good ingredients. And then you also need something to protect and moisturize at the end. So if you're not doing at least 3 steps and you're complaining about your skin, well, that's why. All right. And all skincare is not created equal. So there's that. And everything that I stand for, I do. If you comment the word live, I'll send you links. You can look through them if you want. If you're like, I don't want to, that's fine too. I just get a lot of questions, and I find it easy if I just put it all into one link and y'all sort through it as you want. And if you have any specific questions, I truly would love to chat in DMs, or you can post it here. I don't want this video to be hours long. And sometimes when I get wrapped up in answering questions, it ends up hours long. And meanwhile, I have a bunch of people out there going, speed it up. Okay. So reach out to me, also DMs, if you have a specific question. So primarily what I love are products that allow my skin to move underneath. Because my skin moves. And I saw somebody say, how do you prevent the wrinkles between your forehead? I don't know, like, don't frown all the time, but I have them and they're there. And that's just part of, the way that I aged. All right. I do gua sha. So gua sha is an ancient, it's an ancient way of being able to use a stone in order to smooth out, through the lymphatic system in your face, okay, to move the lymph, to reduce swelling, to help with, the lymphatic system, to help with wrinkles, okay? So I do that, and and I get facials every now and then, but now since I found Korean skincare, I don't get them near what I used to. because I don't want anybody touching my face now. Isn't that kind of funny? But my results were amazing. So again, if you go to my highlight bubble and you go to skincare, you'll see it all. You'll see the transformation. You'll see. And if you go to some of my other highlight bubbles, I've been in this space for like 6 years. You're going to see the transformation in my skin without even knowing me. Okay. And that's helpful. Those who have been here for a while, you guys have seen it. All right. So products that move underneath of the skin are important, because the things that we hate most about makeup are when we put makeup on and then it dries down and then it moves and then it creases and then it separates. And then we're like, I hate makeup. I don't even like it anymore. But a lot of that has just to do with the products that you're choosing. Cream-based products. And then I'm going to share, this is a cushion. This is not a powder. It's not a cream. It is not a liquid. It is a cushion. It also does not dry down. It's very, very lightweight, moves underneath of, it moves on top of your skin, I guess. It moves with your skin, and it looks like skin, okay? It's infused with Korean skincare. So what I do is I use this as, I wanna make sure I have my right color. I use this as my base layer. All right, I'm gonna grab a brush. This is a brand new brush that's Saint. The other makeup that is my ride or die that I love, they're coming out with on the 22nd. This is cool, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. This would be the only brush you would need to travel with. Eyeshadow, if you have concealer, if you need bronzer, if you need contour. It's called the Pilot Brush. It's coming out on the 22nd. If you're on my email list, or if you want to be on my email list, just make me a note and I'll send you the link to get on my email list. But I will notify you when this is coming up. Here is the cushion. You saw me moisturize or hydrate underneath of my eyes. Never just jump right in to try and put makeup on without hydrating under your eyes with something. Okay, so this is like a multi-balm stick. I also use it as my eye cream. It is $25. If you're spending tons of money on eye creams, knock it off. I've never seen or used an eye cream that I've been like, oh my gosh, now my eyes look so much better. I never have, until this $25 gem right here. Okay, so you don't need to spend a lot. And you can even, the Korean skincare that I'm sharing, you also can put it all the way up under your eyes. All the way. It's so gentle that you don't need a special eye cream for it. So if you're gonna save money, save it on your eye cream. I'm gonna go in with my cushion, and underneath of this is a whole bunch of makeup underneath, okay? So I can get that makeup to kind of come to the top. This is refillable. You get 2 of these for $55. 2. Each one is going to last you 2 to 3 months. That's 6 months or more, depending on how much you put on, of makeup infused with Korean skincare for $55. I was a Bare Minerals girl prior to finding Saint and Rimmon, and I would spend $40 plus on one shade, and in a month it was gone, and then I have to do that again. So it's a really great deal. Plus, this just pops out and you pop the new one in, so it's totally refillable. All right, so I'm gonna pop into my cushion. You can see wee little bit on my brush, and I'm gonna feather it in where I need coverage. Now, you're gonna see me not go all the way up under my eye. I mean, like all the way up to my lash line. I am gonna go in that area, in that pocket of my eye bag, okay? And the common question that I get about eye bags is, how do you get rid of eye bags with makeup? You can't get rid of it with makeup. What you can do is distract from them, and I can show you how you can do that. Distract from them, but you can't reduce the inflammation. There's not a makeup on the planet that you're not going to be able to see texture, okay? Using makeup tips and placement tips and color tips can actually help people not notice those things. And really, in all honesty, people aren't noticing it. You are. All right. And we are our own worst critics, right? So just when you think people are looking at your eye bags, or people looking at your melasma, or people looking at the age spot on your cheek, they're not. You are. And so that's what I do. I kind of just like teach these little tips that will help you reduce those distractions primarily to yourself. And it's okay to admit that. Okay. It truly is. But, when we think about what we worried about in our 20s and 30s, and all these people are like looking at me, or making fun of me, or saying things about me, they never were. It was in our own mind. And that's really, truly the same as it is now. All right. So I placed that just where I needed coverage. Now, I encourage you not to take your foundation all the way up to your lash line. So if I scoot in here, you can naturally see a shadow. Now, I do have mascara on. That's the only thing I have on because I watched my granddaughter play soccer this morning. So I did stick some mascara on. But you can see there's a natural shadow here. When you take that shadow away, it starts to look unnatural. And if the goal is to look like you, then let's look like you, only better. That's my goal always. Okay, so I'm going to jump in then now, and I'm going to add some, I'm going to use a color corrector and a concealer. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen Saint, but Saint is a one compact makeup system. It's the coolest idea ever, okay? It basically is all of your makeup, all in one beautiful compact. They come in all different sizes. So if you're a big makeup girl and you want the works, you can put it in there, okay? I'm just using these 4 colors right now. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do my face in these 4 colors. I'm calling this the Fall Glow, the Fall Glow Compact, okay? And that's because it has some fall colors in it that I think are versatile for any kind of skin tone. I would say that I have a light to medium skin tone, okay? Light to medium. And then I also have curated one that is for medium to dark skin tones. But let me show you what I'm going to do. So this color here is actually a lip and cheek color. And Saint makes their products versatile, multi-purpose, which is really powerful for the girl who travels a lot, the girl who takes her makeup with her in her purse, the girl who doesn't want a bunch of stuff anymore, okay? It's really powerful because you can minimize what you take here and there. Anything that I talk about, if you comment live, I'm just gonna shove it in your DMs and you can weed through what it is. No, I don't want that. No, I don't care about that. Yes, I'm interested in that. It's just easier for me to do that. So just comment live. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. This is my concealer. It's a lip and cheek color. It could be an eyeshadow. It could be a color corrector. And that's what I'm gonna do right now. For those of you who have eye bags, or for those of you who have darkness under your eyes, watch this. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with, I'll go in with a small brush. Okay, I just grabbed this one. You can see, actually, it already has some of Frenchie on it. Okay, so I'm gonna dip into Frenchie. I'm gonna dip into my concealer, and I'm mixing the two. All right, so now what's gonna happen is I'm gonna tap it where I need to color correct. So for eye baggage, that puffy part, the inflammation is typically right underneath your lash line. But what you want to make sure that you do something with is the trough, or that ditch underneath of that. That's what's drawing attention to your eye bag. All right, it's because of the disparity in color. There, that ditch is dark, right? Or darker. The inflammation may or may not be dark, but also could be light. All right. If you wear sunglasses all the time and you actually don't have dark under eyes, but they're lighter than your face, then you want to add color there. What would that look like? You could take a wee little bit of bronzer and tap it in that lighter area, then put your foundation over top of it. We often think we always have to take color away, take color away, take color away. But when you're looking at your face and saying, I have too much light here and a few places of dark, if you kind of find a middle ground and do some toning, maybe with bronzer. I know many of you have used this strategy that I teach, is that if you have a lot of age spots in a particular area and you take a little bit of bronzer and you lightly feather it in, not on the age spot, around it. Then what happens is when you go to put your foundation over top of that, it now makes that age spot area not noticeable, or not as noticeable, I should say. Okay? Because, you can sit there and layer foundation over those spots. Layer it. I need more because that spot's still coloring. I need more because I can still see it. But then after a while, it creases. It looks heavy. It looks, for lack of a better word, fakey. Okay? If that's the look you're going for, you keep doing what you're doing. Okay? But for me, I'm trying to use less makeup and more strategically place it as I get older. Okay? So I have this, again, it is my color corrector, which is a peach color. Y'all need a peach color. Y'all need a peach color. If you have, most of what we see in darkness under the eye has blue. Some has purple. So if it's more purple, you need something with maybe a little bit more yellow in it. And then I'm going to dip it into my concealer and then this trough. And guys, if you're requesting the link and you're not following me, Instagram's going to hide it from you. So do me a favor and just click follow. Go into my picture or wherever it says follow. I've lost track. I updated my new iPhone and I'm kind of sorry that I did because I don't even know how it functions anymore. Same thing over here. Okay, and I'm bending down so that you guys can actually see the trough of my eye bag. I actually have this here and I have this here. Now look what's happened already. Like you can see it right before your eyes kind of disappearing. All right. Now I had somebody, I recommended, I can do color matches. So I can help you choose colors that are right for you. But I had somebody say, Frenchie just didn't work for me. I just didn't like it. And what they were doing was leaving Frenchie underneath their eyes as Frenchie. But the idea then is to color correct over it. You can't just not put your foundation shade over your color corrector or it's going to look peach, right? So taking that concealer and mixing it, then I'm just going in and adding a little bit more concealer. I got to look here in my mirror next to me to make sure that I'm not doing all wacky things, because y'all, I'm just doing this in my little iPhone here in front of my window. There's no goofy lighting. This is natural light that you see. All right. Now, because this is a cream, I can take my finger. My fingers are warm. My face is warm. And I can actually, Wendy, make sure that you click follow. Don't type follow, click follow. So go up to my photo where you see it, and then you'll see a follow button lit up. And then make sure you click follow, and then it'll say you're now following Kim Light Up Your Face. All right. That is how you color correct under your eyes. Okay. Stop putting a light concealer over top of your dark under eyes and then wondering why it's not coloring. It just looks gray because you haven't corrected the problem. And you do that with color science by finding the color that you see, which is blue typically. And then opposite the color wheel, where's my color wheel? Here it is. Okay, this is a Saint color wheel. If what you see is blue, okay, something from the blue family, you follow it opposite the color wheel, and it's something from the orange family that is going to correct it. Then put your foundation over top of it, all right? Don't leave it orange, okay? So that's seems to be a big issue that people are like, my color corrector didn't work. It might have. but put the foundation over top of it. All right, so these two colors I love together. And now I'm just going to go in, I'm going to add my accent highlight in another unusual place. Maybe you have never thought of using a concealer this way, and it's simply to brighten, and you don't need a lot of product. You need very little, and this only has to be 1 or 2 shades lighter than your foundation shade, okay? And I do want to mention, if you are struggling with finding the right shade of foundation, well, number one, I can help you find the right one, okay? It's a free complimentary color match. It doesn't matter whether it's to the cushion or whether it is to Saint. I can help you find foundation. But most of the time, we are on the fence and we just go lighter because we naturally feel like that's what we need to do. If you're between 2 shades, go to the darker one. I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. If you are between 2 shades of foundation, go to the darker one, okay? Because the lighter one is aging you. It is bringing light to the things that you don't want to bring light to, all right? When we want people to notice something, then we end up making it lighter. When we want something noticeable, we make it lighter. Is that what you want to do to your dark under eyes? Is that what you want to do to your WTH lines? No. But you do want to lighten the things that are attractive for you, okay? Which is why I keep the middle of my face lighter. So I'm going to take my concealer shade and I'm going right down through the middle of my nose. Now, has anybody ever taught you that? To go right down through the middle of your nose and draw that light right down the middle. So what you end up seeing here is you see, this is a natural place right here that the light's going to hit. I just made it a tad lighter. And then if I want to, I can go in with a little bit of contour or bronzer and I can darken each side of that. All right, now that looks weird up close, but wait just a minute. We're not just gonna leave it like that. No, we're gonna tap it out, tap it out, tap it out. I want it to look like my skin. I want it to look like a natural shadow. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm going into my bronzer again. You can do this with a contour. It's whatever your personal preference is. But the difference between a bronzer and a contour is just tone. Okay, so bronzers are warmer typically. Contours are cooler typically. I prefer more warmth, but that's just me. Here's what matters. It's that you choose one or the other to help bring depth and warmth to your face. Because as we age, we lose that. Our face actually becomes more sallow. It starts to droop because we're losing collagen, we're losing elastin in our face, okay? So here, if I look at myself in this video, here is the natural place that my shadow is. Y'all, if I contour there, Skeletor is coming to life, all right? It's going to bring my face down. It's going to hollow this area out. So instead, I'm going to bring this up to my cheekbones. Like right when you feel your cheekbone, you can actually feel where it starts to dip underneath, okay? Not the crease, but the cheekbone, and then where it starts, you can actually feel your finger there. That's where your bronzer or your contour goes. Here's where else it's not going if you're using contour, is your temples. Same thing, that hollows out. Bronzer, not a big deal. You can still bronze in that area, all right? So let me show you how I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna tap a little bit of product. And what I love about creams is it's very forgiving. So if you screw up, and I've done it many times and put too much product, because there is like a little bit of a learning curve. You know, you don't need as much cream as you did your liquid and your powder. You need minimal. But when you do screw up, you can blend it out, okay? So I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of my bronzer right here. And I'm pushing that on back to my hairline, okay? And I want you to trust me in the whole look in the end, okay? This is a 3D approach to makeup. Right there on top, where I told you, that's where the bronzer's going, okay? So y'all see what I made? I just made the letter C with my bronzer, just like that, okay? Letter C. Doesn't get any easier than that. We're gonna start the other side. If you have a small forehead, you don't need to contour there, okay? If you have a 5 head, you might want to contour down even further. That's okay. Here's what I want you to remember. You want to leave this little half moon, that needs to stay light. So do your measurements, however high or low your forehead is. If it's a very small forehead and you don't have a lot of clearance between your brow and your hairline, disregard it. Don't do it. But if you have a big forehead, just enough for a half moon right here, okay? Or if you do this little triangle, leave that light. Don't cover all of that, because then again, it starts to look unnatural. We automatically have the light hitting us there. Before I put any makeup on, I am staring out my window. I'm looking at my front yard right now. This is natural light. There's not one makeup mirror. There's no ring light. There's nothing. And you're actually able to see where all of the light bounces off of my face naturally. We're playing with that, all right? Because that's how you get the most natural look. We're just playing with it. Are there areas of the light that I want to make lighter? Maybe. Are the areas that are already shadowed, do I want to move those around a little bit and maybe make them darker or bring them to life, maybe for some lift and some sculpt? Perhaps. But bathroom lighting, for the most part, sucks, all right? And a lot of us, we're left no other alternative. But after you check your makeup, after you do your makeup, walk out, even sit in your car, walk out to a window, look out the window, grab your phone, turn it around, okay? So meaning you're facing out the window and you're looking at your face in your phone. That's the best judge of makeup, okay? The way that I love to teach makeup and do my own makeup is 3 feet away, because most of the people that I deal with in my life are talking to me 3 feet away, not on a stage, okay? Stage makeup is a whole different thing. Same premise, a little bit darker, maybe in areas, just for emphasis, and I did, Maureen, I put foundation on first. I used this Korean cushion, okay? It looks like my skin, right? I love it. And it's infused with Korean skincare, which is why I love it as my base, because it's kind of doing the work of my skincare all day long. All right, so let's talk a minute about jowls, okay? So I learned this from a makeup artist. Her name is Michelle Spielman. And she, if you follow her, you know that she has been a makeup artist to the stars for a very long time. So taking a contour more so, I'm going to use my bronzer, but right back here at the ear, this will help to be able to chisel the jawline just a little bit, and then coming right over so I have jowls. If you have the sagginess like me, if you have jowls, give me some hearts. Help me feel that I'm not alone. Although I know I'm not alone. It happens, it's just, again, where we're losing the elasticity in our skin. But right here behind your ear and on down, and then feathering it right over top of the jowl. Again, it's just about drawing the attention away from it. Same thing over here. Move out of the way, earring. It's so funny. Even if I don't wear makeup, I still like to put my earrings in and mascara. So if somebody were to say, what are the 2 things you won't do without when you walk out of the house? Earrings and mascara, apparently. Who knew? But I'm finding myself doing that. All you got to do is comment the word live and it all comes to you, okay? Comment live and it all comes to your DMs, but you got to be following me because Instagram can be a booger and if you're not following these people, it doesn't matter who, it doesn't have to be me, anybody, and you want a link and you're like, they're not sending the link. They probably are, but if you're not following them, Instagram is hiding it. All right, so then now the last thing is to add color to the cheeks, all right? So right here is the scary color that looks black, okay? It actually is called black cherry, but it is the most gorgeous color for fall. I love this color for fall for any skin tone. Dark-skinned women, fair women, you're gonna see in a minute why, okay? So what I'm gonna do first of all is I'm gonna use my finger because I wanna show you placement of the blush first. So I'm gonna use my ring finger, and this is the actual color of it. See that? I'm gonna go down from the corner of my eye right to where the poofiest place is, right on top of my cheekbone. And I want my bronzer and my blush to marry each other and live happily ever after for the time that it's on my face. Okay, so it's okay if it goes over top of your bronzer. I have seen some people that are like your bronzer and your contour have to go here and your blush has to go here. And then it looks like there's this separation, but you want them married, like kind of holding hands. So I'm gonna go ahead and tap over top of that. And what I love about cream is you go in little and you're like, do I need a little bit more color? Do I need a little bit more color? And if the answer is yes, then you can go in with a little bit more color and deepen the color if you want, okay? And then we'll do that right over here. I like to use, this is actually called the Pilot brush by Saint, but it mimics the 3D brush. Here's the Pilot brush, here's the 3D brush. The Pilot brush is actually, comes off and has 4 brushes, which is coming out on the 22nd, y'all. Could be good, but it's great for traveling. So that's why I'm using it, because it's getting ready to come out. Okay, so then when we want to get right down to business and show the versatility of the makeup, I'm just gonna take a little bit of my bronzer and I'm gonna mix it with a little bit of Frenchie. Now I have this color that looks weird on my finger, but watch what happens when I put it on my eyelids, okay? So now I have this beautiful shade as my eyeshadow. How pretty is that? Again, the versatility of this makeup that is just, I've loved it for 6 years. This is, September was my 6th years using Saint after using Bare Minerals for 24 years and wondering why I was not liking my makeup anymore. But can we see how beautiful that is? So pretty. Okay. Couple other things I want to share really quickly is Saint also is coming out with these new pencils on the 22nd. And so these are for a variety, they serve a variety of different purposes. That's what Saint does best. It is multi-purpose. These can be bronzers. These can be eyeliners. These can do your brows. These can be nose contour. These can be lip liners, all the things. So that's not the color I want. I want to show you, not toasted, what is it? Mulberry, okay, mulberry. So mulberry is this color. And I'm just gonna kind of smudge it. Y'all, these pencils stay all day long. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and do it up here. And if you don't already get my newsletters, I don't spam anybody, overly spam. That's annoying. I just like to send alerts like when they're coming out with new products. I can use mulberry also as my eyeliner. Smudge it a little bit. I don't like a real harsh eyeliner, but look, can we just look how pretty that is there? Mulberry to your list. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in, they have these new lip gelatos, and Coco Marrow is one of my favorites, okay? But you totally could have used, I could mix Frenchie and Black Cherry and use it on my lips. I want to just show you Cocomero, okay? And a lip gelato. Looks like this color. It is a gloss, so if you don't like gloss, you're not going to like the gelatos, okay? You would want more of a satin lip color or just use your own lipstick. But I like to go in with a lighter color on the inside. So more or less like an ombre. So this liner and the dark on my upper lip, when I blended it, I want to blend it down, okay? Kind of down. And then the liner here at the bottom, I don't go clear to the ends. That makes me look like the Joker because my mouth is turning down. I stop shy. I blend it up, kind of feather it up. So yes, these are Saint also. They come out the 22nd. New brush, new eye pencils, and new lip gelatos, okay? All right, so I just shared a whole bunch of stuff. What I didn't do was set my makeup yet, so let's do that. Okay, this setting spray is by Rimmon. Same with, it's infused with Korean skincare. But after you do that with, if you're gonna use cream products and you're gonna set, then you wanna take a beauty sponge and tap that all over. Okay, so what does this do? What's the purpose? It's going to remove any excess that's laying on top of your skin that later is going to separate. Okay, it's going to crease because it's just too much. And it will just help your skin to be able to look more even. The application of it is even. Underneath of the eyes, if you don't have a beauty blender, this one is by a company called Stands Out. And the reason I love it is because it doesn't matter whether it's damp or dry. If you use this kind, you want to make sure you run it under some water, squeeze it in, okay? Squeeze it in a towel really hard, not damp. I mean, not wet. You want it just barely damp. Then use it. Stands Out. I have a code. It's, I think Kim Light Up Your Face gets you 20% off. Comment live and I'll make sure, or DM me and just say, Kim, I need the sponge link. Okay, I just want to make sure I get you. I think it's Kim Light Up Your Face. They sent me this 6 years ago. 6 years ago. And I looked at it and said, what in God's name is this? I've never seen anything like this. This feels like a memory foam mattress. That's not what it is, of course, but that's kind of the feel. And I'm like, I'm not sure. It is the bomb. It is the best beauty sponge because I can't tell you how many times I have a separate room not near my sink to go wet my sponge. So, and then if I'm traveling, I can still use it without wetting anything. Anyway, it's awesome. All right, guys, we are wrapping this up. All you've got to do is comment the word live. I'll send you everything and you can decide if you want anything. All right. If you're interested in the Korean skincare, I do want to show you one last thing. Okay. They have something called an experience kit. Oh, I'm traveling with mine right now. It's in my, it's all in here. Okay. It doesn't come in this case. It comes in this box, but all of my sizes are in here. It's a month's worth of product for $100. Okay. You get to try the entire ritual and see if you like it. Okay. But there are the full sizes. You can get 2 or 3 months worth for $200. So it's actually a better deal because it can last longer than a month and you're getting everything that you need. So I just like to be forthcoming as far as, and not like hide all the prices and stuff like that because you know if you can afford it or not. The other thing is I can help you customize. If you're like, I want full sizes, but I want 3 items. Help me out, Kim. What can I start with? All that stuff. Like, that's me. That's what I do. That's what I love to do, is to help. Because when you are navigating midlife and you don't know, you are so confused by social media and what they are telling you to do, because you're following 20 and 30-year-olds, not that they don't know what to do, because there's a lot of makeup artists who truly are fabulous and they're younger. But there is something about mature skin and knowing how you have to tweak things and do things differently. All right, guys, one way that you could truly help me is by sharing this live so that I can help other people too. Y'all, my name is Kim. I'm your over 50 makeup teacher, and thank you for joining me. You guys have a good one.